Yo, what it do, everybody? So today what we're going to do is just watch this time lapse of my latest mural, as well as I'm going to talk about 3 tips that I give a lot of artists when they approach commission work or sort of thinking about doing some commission work and getting into it. What are 3 things that I always think about whenever I'm in that space? So let's get to it. So tip number 1 is maintain your creative freedom. Maintaining your creative freedom allows you to sort of really just do the work that you want to do and really just like get paid for it, right? So whenever a client comes to you with commission work, they have a problem. So their problem is creative and they come to you for that creative solution. So the better you can talk about, how your work can solve whatever problem that is. Maybe they have a large wall and they want something that sort of commands a presence, or they have a space in the building or something in their house that really needs some sort of flair, some sort of creativity. It's like you're going to them saying, hey, this is what I can do, and this is why, the solution I'm going to give you in terms of my style, my sort of creative expression is something that you want for that space. So the better you can talk about your work, the more creative freedom you'll start to sort of have on a lot of the projects and sort of commissions that you do, because you don't want to be a contractor. Basically, the client is just telling you what to paint and you have no input whatsoever on that project. You want to do what you want to do, the way you want to do it, and just basically be creative in your own right and sort of have that solve the creative puzzle that they are presenting you with. So learn to talk about your work and how your different elements and how you express yourself in the process can fix that problem. And this is big for doing commissions with big brands, because God knows how many cooks they have in that kitchen when sort of going over design work. And not only selection committees when you're doing public art projects for cities and governments and states. So learn to talk about your work and you will see they give you more creative freedom. Tip number 2 is maintain all your creative rights, because you never know what you want to do with the work that you sort of create. You may want to turn it into an NFT or do some prints of it. So always make sure you read those contracts and you understand what type of commission work you're getting into. So like when you're working with Google or an Amazon or Meow Wolf or even a smaller client, make sure that you're sort of retaining those rights so that you can also sort of spread out the work that you do for that project into other spaces as well. So I know a lot of people are getting into NFTs, so you may want to turn the work that you did for that project into an NFT for something else. So make sure you retain those copyrights as much as you can. And tip number 3 is really just focus on the projects that you want to do. I usually will sort of when I'm asked to do a commission or something, I usually have 3 criterias where it's kind of like I say, is this project compensating me financially or in terms of resources enough to where it helps me out in other projects. The second criteria for me taking on projects is, does it bring me to a whole new sort of network and sort of environment and sort of new sort of individuals and collector base. This project that I'm working on here, I've never been to Sarasota, Florida, so it's sort of opened me up to a whole new market. And sort of the third one is, does it allow me to sort of do what I want to do and sort of grow as an artist? And I was able to, express myself the way I wanted to. No one told me what to paint. So that was really great for this project as well. So it met, 2 out of the 3 things that I look for. I didn't really pay well at all. So, I just use this as a way of, going to a whole new market, experimenting on some new techniques and everything, and having fun in a new place. So those are the 3 things that I have for whether I take on a project or not. So take on the projects that you really want to take on and use those 3 criteria. So evaluate all the different projects that you do with those 3 criteria. And those are the 3 tips. So the first one, like I said, was to learn to talk about your work so you get creative freedom. The second one was to retain those copyrights. And the third is to make sure you take on the projects using those 3 criteria that I sort of talked about. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.